Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're tearing down the brutal math of modern finance. We're going to dive right into the numbers and reveal the ultimate escape route from that notorious wealth training trade-in trap. It's time to map out your 20K path to autonomy. So, let's set the stage here. Picture a scenario that, honestly, might feel a little too familiar. Have you ever found yourself just sitting in a dealership office? You're feeling that itch for an upgrade, getting all hyped about that new car smell. But then the salesperson runs the numbers and drops an absolute bomb. You actually owe $5,000 more than your current car is even worth. Your stomach just drops, right? But right in that moment of pure panic, the salesperson leans in, flashes this perfectly practiced smile, and says, "Hey, don't worry, we can just roll that balance right into your new loan." Wow, sounds like an absolute lifeline in the moment, doesn't it? But according to our source material, you are literally about to step into a massive financial trap. Let's unpack this concept from the source material. It's called the negative equity hamster wheel. Basically, it's this vicious financial cycle of rolling your old car debt into brand new loans. And the absolutely terrifying part about this wheel, the faster you run, the further behind you get. Every single time you roll that negative equity over, your loan balance just swells. You're effectively making yourself a captive audience for life, because breaking free means writing a massive check just to stop owning the car. And let me tell you, dealerships absolutely thrive on this. Section 1. The brutal math and the 84-month horror movie. Here is the crucial point. Cars depreciate incredibly fast. I mean, a new vehicle loses about 20% of its value the exact second those rubber tires touch public pavement. That instant drop, that's the root cause of the whole hamster wheel. It's exactly why you suddenly owe way more than the car is worth when you decide you're tired of it a couple years down the road. Now, to make buyers actually feel like they can afford to continuously roll over this negative equity, the auto industry had to completely change the rules of the game. They've entirely normalized the 84-month loan. Think about that. They've taken your standard, responsible 4-year loan term and stretched it out into an 8-year financial horror movie. And why? All just to make those monthly numbers look manageable on paper. But let's look at the true cost of ownership hiding behind those stretched out terms. The source breaks down this staggering example. A $60,000 truck stretched over 7 years doesn't just cost you 60 grand. When you add up the interest, the fuel, the insurance, and the ongoing maintenance, you can easily shell out over $130,000 for a vehicle that will eventually be worth practically nothing. This trap works so well because most people only ever look at that monthly payment to see if it fits their current budget. But the real cost here, it's the opportunity cost. It's all about uninvested money. Just imagine what that $130,000 could have done for your family's future if it were compounding in an investment account, instead of just sitting there rapidly depreciating in your driveway. Section 2. The psychology of the trap. Automotive Stockholm Syndrome. This brings up a really fascinating question. If the math is so obviously, demonstrably terrible, why do so many of us willingly, even eagerly, participate in this system? Well, the source material brilliantly coins this phenomenon as Automotive Stockholm Syndrome. It perfectly describes how we end up passionately defending our toxic car payments with the exact same energy we'd use to defend our own families. Crazy, right? But it happens because billions of dollars in automotive marketing have totally trained us to tie our vehicles directly to our identity. We see our cars as this required proof that we're hardworking and successful, so we actively defend the very payments that are preventing us from providing for our actual future. Breaking out of this requires a massive identity shift. Picture this. On one side, you've got the person driving a super reliable, maybe slightly boring used Honda, but they've got $20,000 just sitting in the bank. On the other side, you've got the person sitting high up in a shiny $70,000 truck. The reality? That Honda driver is absolutely winning the financial game. Meanwhile, the person in the fancy truck is probably eating soggy cereal for dinner just to afford their insurance premiums. You really have to start valuing your future autonomy a lot more than today's social status. Section 3. The solution. The path to autonomy. Okay, so how do we fix this? The source material outlines 3 distinct levels, or steps really, to achieve total financial autonomy and completely shatter this dealership cycle for good. We've got Step 1, the power of no, Step 2, the $10,000 cortisol break, and Step 3, $20,000 walking away money. Let's dig into exactly how each of these works. Level 1 starts today, right now. You first have to use the incredible power of no. You've got to look at your real numbers and just say no to the illusion of the status trap, no to the trade-in madness, and a hard, firm no to that 84-month financial prison. This step is entirely about stopping the bleeding so you can actually begin to heal. So, once you've stopped the bleeding, your entire focus shifts to step 2, which is hitting a $10,000 savings milestone. And hey, you can build this up even if it's just $50 at a time. The source describes this specific magical amount as a massive cortisol break for your nervous system. Now, why is this $10,000 number so important? Because at this level of savings, a sudden car repair totally shifts from being an utter financial catastrophe to just a minor inconvenience. You effectively become immune to like 90% of those daily financial disasters that keep most folks hopelessly stuck on the hamster wheel. This literally lowers your stress hormones. It finally gives you the breathing room to think strategically about your future instead of just constantly reacting to immediate blazing fires. But if you stay disciplined and push that foundation even further, you reach step 3, the $20,000 walking away money. This right here is the ultimate threshold. It is your 20K path to autonomy, and honestly, it's what the source considers your true financial superpower. Let's talk about the perks of this $20,000 milestone, because they're huge. First, you are no longer a captive audience to anyone, not to a car dealer pushing a bad loan, and definitely not to a toxic boss. Second, you literally have the financial power to just quit a job you hate because you know you can survive for months while you find something way better. And third, you operate in daily life and walk into literally any meeting radiating this unshakable confidence. Why? Simply because you are no longer operating from a place of desperation. And believe me, people notice that shift. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to remember this incredibly striking metaphor from the source regarding the true nature of rolling negative equity into a new vehicle. It goes, you're not just buying a car, you're entering a cycle of wealth destruction with cup holders. Man, that is just a perfect summary of this trap hiding in plain sight. Which leaves us with one final, absolutely vital question for you to ponder today. Your future self is counting on you to make a choice. Are you going to choose today's fleeting social status trap, or are you going to choose your future autonomy? Will you keep running on that exhausting hamster wheel? Or will you finally say no to the illusion of status and start building your $20,000 path to freedom right now?